all, to identifying a toxic relationship. Once you're in a place where you can't express yourself, you live in fear, and in a place where your self-esteem is being killed and all of those things, you know that it's toxic. And then when you go on to the extremes of having physical abuse and emotional abuse, verbal abuse, and all of that. So those things definitely tell you this relationship is toxic. And just like Pastor Eileen said, every other relationship is easy to assess and determine, do I want to continue? It's marriage, that's a different ball game. But I say for every relationship, sometimes we need to assess the relationship, assess ourselves. Where am I at fault? Where we need to look inwards, because a lot of times there's this blame game that goes on, it's the other party. But it's important that we also, look inwards and assess ourselves in every relationship. Am I the cause of the trouble? Where do I need to change before we begin to condemn it? I, as a person, I tell myself I don't burn bridges like that. But at the same time, I set boundaries when I think that the relationship is not serving me as it should. If I think that it's causing me some pain, I may not burn the bridge, but I set boundaries. And then if there's need to severe, if you think that, we don't share the same values, or we're not going the same place, and the impact is negative on me, I think those are times when you think it's necessary to severe. But if it's not, it's something you can still manage, because sometimes God brings some people your way that are weak, that he wants you to help, even in the journey of life. So you weigh those things, you see, how can I still be of help to this person, even though I'm setting boundaries to ensure that I'm not affected, but at the same time, I still want to be of help, whatever challenges the person may be having or weaknesses in the life of that person. So you still want to be there for the person to help, but you make sure there's a clear cut, from how the person can impact you negatively as a person. So that's what I'll say. And in the issue of marriage, Pastor Ali has said it right. Seek counsel. There are people who can help with counseling. There are people who are professionals who are also counselors, apart from in the church, outside too, who can help with counseling, because people need that when they're going through things like that. So it's important to seek professional help and spiritual help when we have issues like that in marriage. Going through some situations are very bad, that sometimes you may have to say, maybe for some time you people need to just stay apart so that the things don't get worse, because you need your life to be able to continue. So it's important that all these things are put into play when we are assessing how to deal with the toxic relationship. And of course, we also go back to God in prayers. When you're in a toxic relationship and you know it's bad, go back to God in prayers. It says the heart of the king is in his hands. He can turn it wheresoever he wills. There's nobody he cannot change. So we still go back to God in prayer for help. And we're certain that God always comes to our help, and he would always help.